I got a topic that I want to discuss with you guys because it seems to come up more often than not, unfortunately, with the different videos that I upload, that I post, I publish, my wife, Squirrel Tribe as well, but also other channels and other creators that I come across. And unfortunately, there's a misconception, an image, an opinion, a stereotype. My channel name is my channel name. YouTube actually kind of decided that for me based on the audience that I was initially provided with early on last year, which many of which channels that were included in that list have since changed their names to kind of get away from the category. But I owned it. However, I think the problem is that when you look at the word, the term, you think to yourself one particular specific type of person or lifestyle. And that's just not true. Being prepared does not mean solely stockpiling a ton of food, MREs, survival tools, and, in nature, out in the wild, living off of, streams of water and fruits and berries, and, hunting animals and field dressing and preparing your own meals from scratch, growing, harvesting, homesteading. Being prepared is literally just that. And the act of getting to that point can be labeled as prepping. Therefore, people would be preppers. In a previous life where I lived in the gym and I tracked every macro, every day we meal prepped. We were preppers. We were meal preppers. However, today, based on the common misconception and lack of open-mindedness, I am unable to bring content and videos about financial preparation, prepping financially. The economics of society, of this country, of the world. And there's a misguided perpetual push of propaganda and a narrative, an agenda by some to lump and categorize preppers into one group, and that group is a bunch of people who are broke, poor, and don't have money, shouldn't spend anything, and should not enjoy life, and they should literally live in fear, cowering, like in a corner somewhere, shaking, worried about a nuclear strike, an EMP attack, a cyber attack, the next viral outbreak, government coming to take all your stuff, running out of food, running out of water, all these crazy scenarios, which odds are very, very unlikely to happen. Therefore, anyone out there who's not doing that, who may consider themselves to be prepared, or a prepper, isn't really a prepper. Now, I do know on the flip side, the alternative is that there are many, many people who have loads of resources. And when I say resources, I'm talking about a lot of money, capital, dollars, investments, huge net worth. And they have multiple homes. They have backup generators, diesel generators powering these homes in the event of a power outage. They have additional water supplies. Some of them even have multiple internet service providers in case one of them goes down. They have solar powered energy availability. They have underground bunkers and bomb shelters. They have firearms and ammunition. Some of them even have helicopters, boats, multiple vehicles, all terrain, anything and everything you could think of. They are the most prepared, quite possibly, but they also have a lot of money. And now that they are prepared, in that sense of the word, they live their lives. They invest. They buy real estate. They buy property. They buy They go on vacations. They do all sorts of things, but they won't be considered preppers because ultimately they have wealth. And I don't get it. I don't understand it. But I also don't get or understand why anyone would want to live their life in fear and be afraid and be miserable and be sad, but ultimately be upset with others who aren't doing the same thing as them. Crazy. But on the flip side, I know there's multiple flip sides here. Some of this narrative and this push and this propaganda and this agenda is being pushed by those who are actually lying to you. Channels, YouTube content creators, where they will tell you what you want to hear, appease you. Want you to believe that they are poor or they are living poor because they're preppers, because they don't have any money, because they don't earn any money or they don't spend anything. They're super frugal, they're minimalistic, they live below the poverty line, and it's total bullshit. It is. It honestly is. Many of whom I can show you the analytical data and probably come within, 5% of their actual revenues and show you that they make hundreds of thousands of dollars by creating content and posting it on YouTube, pretending to be preppers, pretending to be frugal, pretending to be poor so that others will align with them and continue to support them in their efforts, continue to donate, continue to buy their books, continue to watch their videos, which ultimately pay them. More power to them, okay? It's unfair. I get it. But it's an advantage. Use it to yours. But at the end of the day, I don't want to lie to you. I don't. I don't know if people will hear me when I tell you the truth, but I don't want to lie to you. And being prepared doesn't mean having dozens of acres of land only. It doesn't mean getting off the grid. It doesn't mean growing your own food and raising chickens. It can mean anything you want it to mean in whatever situation you may feel you're most comfortable in preparedness. Let me give you an example. As we approach this hard landing, this economic recession, and finances, dollars, money, income begins to be wiped out through inflation, through job loss, through higher property taxes, through added costs, increases everywhere you look. Would you rather be down to your last dollar, but have a farm? Or would you rather be able to buy food, pay your bills, keep a roof over your head, and not have a farm? Now, nothing against farming or anything like that. But at the end of the day, if bill collectors come knocking on my door and they want to take my car, a mode of transportation that I need, if they want to evict me out of my apartment that I'm renting currently, if they want to foreclose on a home that we purchase and, because we're not paying our mortgage, I would lose everything. I would lose my land. I would lose the place that I could store my preps. I would lose it all. And I would not have the ability to pay them or barter with them in any form other than US dollars, maybe crypto. Handing them eggs, handing them chickens, handing them seeds will not do that. I fear or feel as though, I fear that a lot of people aren't listening, but I feel as though that in the very near future, we're going to reach a crossroad, a fork in the road where we're going to ultimately see a collapse of society. And that's going to be the society that has ignored what they really should be preparing for, which is financial preparation, solely focused on stockpiling food and growing a farm, having not accomplished either one, and experiencing extreme hardship at home with their families being torn apart, relationships at risk, possibility of divorce, separation of families, husband, wife, mother, father, children, all to the separate corners. While those who pretend to tell you that a true prepper is miserable and has no money and should be poor is making loads of money off of you listening to them and watching them and believing them, laughing all the way to the bank as you suffer and struggle. I can't do that. No way. No. So I'm going to continue making the videos that I make. I'm going to continue sharing the messages that I share. I'm going to continue trying to help and uplift others to do better in whatever way, shape, or form that may be. But I want you guys to pay attention. You can choose to live your life however you want to. But please understand that your greatest threat of any possibility of a food shortage or going hungry or anything like that is going to come from not having enough money rather than there being no food available. And we have to be 100% honest with ourselves and realize that this world operates on money. It's a financially driven society. And you all know, if you fall into this category, how hard it is when you are the weakest link in a financially driven society. I hope this helps. Thanks for watching.